My name is Yvonne Bennett, and I am originally from New Jersey. Kind of traveled all across the world, so I lived in Japan and Panama, which is where I started child care. So I went to regular education where I became a school teacher. Actually, I became a kindergarten teacher. I taught for about 4 or 5 years, and then I became an assistant principal. And I did that for about 4 years, and then I came here, and that's how I got back into early childhood education. So now I work for Bennett Babies. The best part about my job is probably the engagement with the children. Oh, and look at my happy friend. Is he happy today? And child care is chaotic. It really is, because you have the teachers, you have the ratio. It's always those challenging moments. But when I see the children, it's a whole different world.
I can't do that. That's a lot.
When my children were born back in the 80s, I didn't want to take my children to child care. So I decided, being a military wife, that I would open up my own center in my home. Being a military wife and traveling, it was kind of different. I got a chance to go different places. I think it was connecting with the children and then having to disconnect with the children was the hardest thing for me. She's in the military, my oldest, my daughter and my son-in-law, so they're getting ready to get stationed here. My daughter, who is my oldest, she's been in actually 15 years, and she'll retire at 37. And then my second oldest, he is 30, and he's been in 10 years. One of the most discomforting moments that I had was when Jennifer was in Iraq and Richard was in Afghanistan, and they were both gone and deployed at the same time. And it was really scary, because I think that was right during the time of, right after 9/11. And having both of them away, it was really scary. We had just had one of the members of our church, and his son was over in Afghanistan, and he had gotten killed. And I think as a mom, you know, I honor them because they serve our country, but I'm kind of glad that things have settled down a little bit for the both of them. She was in Iraq for the 3rd time, and I remember when she moved here, and she had they had some debris that had splattered, and she had holes in her stomach. And I think she didn't want them to tell me, because she knew I would panic. And it's moments like that you're really grateful, you know. And so now I look at them and I'm like, you know, it's worth it all. It is. It's not easy being a mom. You know, it's not easy being a single mom and raising children on your own. So, you know, I can identify with that. I got divorced at when my children were very young. So I was it. And, you know, it kind of makes me feel good, and knowing that I've raised successfully 3 wonderful sons and 1 great daughter. Protect them, grow with them, love on them, and share their experiences with them. You know, keep that open door where you can build that closeness with them, because they're going to need it. You know, this is a tough generation. It's a lot of peer pressure, and a lot of times kids don't talk to their parents because they feel like their parents won't understand. But I really, really encourage parents to keep that door of communication open with their children, because the more open you are, they will feel like they can trust you.
Good job.